Call Allah Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh. By Shimmer Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy unto the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with another quick one. So, off the rip, we're going to get Romans 6 and 16. Oh, and I don't know, this little TikTok here may get taken down. So, completely unrelated, but also not really unrelated.
And remember, kids,
so,
the next time that's...
Just have a look at this, these interesting finds. Look at that. Alright, so back to your regularly scheduled program. Romans 6 and 16. Let's get straight to it. We're at Proverbs right now. Actually, I want to read it in the NLT. Further down. And we'll start at 15. Yeah, we can do 16. We'll do 16. So this is Romans 6 and 16 in the NLT. Do you realize that you become the slave to whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey Yahweh, which always leads you to where you need to go, basically. All right. So that being the opening scripture, I just want to harp on not being a slave to the things that are of the flesh. It could be anything. It could be the gym. That was mine at one point in time. It could be of course, it's anything that you put before the Lord, but also on a more serious. It's all serious, but on another, I guess, opposite side is alcohol. And there's nothing wrong with drinking, right? You can enjoy yourself in moderation, but when it becomes to a point to where you need it almost daily, or if you went from once a week to now you're 3 or 4 times a week, basically you just need to have a rule over yourself, especially now in the times that we have moved to, in the times where prophecy is just going and popping off left and right, up and down, and you're seeing that, and you're measuring the times according to Ephesians. I believe I put it down to Ephesians 5 and 15. So let's just get that while we're up, okay? Ephesians 5 and 15, straight to the point. See that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So understanding the time that you're in, understanding that it is imperative that you do not fall victim to the things of the flesh, especially that is something that is within your control. And if you feel like it's not, of course, we can go to the book of James. This is one of my favorite scriptures to go to. Let's see. Yeah, right here, because it just applies at any point in time in your life. This scripture applies. We'll start at 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask Yahweh, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like of the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. Okay, so that's another thing, of course, exercising faith, because without faith, it is impossible to please him. All right, and I pulled 1 Timothy 3. I want to get to that. Because although we are not sovereign, and the Levitical priesthood is not exactly intact at the moment. We'll get all of that back according to a second covenant after the destruction of this world, or after destruction of the rulers of this world, and we ushered into a new age, right? Because in Second Esdras it says Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So, but it's still a good to live by, good things to read, and good things to line your life up. So although you may not be a bishop and not all of this pertains, you can still compare and contrast your life and saying, are you living according to XYZ? Are you living according to the law, statutes, and commandments? Am I following the example that the Lord has laid out in His Word? All right, a bishop then must be blameless, and you need to go and read this in the NLT, and you should also be using your Blue Letter Bible to look up these definitions and really digging into the Word. All right, don't be lazy. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, and we understand that men can have multiple wives. This is something that was according to the ministry. Now, should you be multiplying wives unto yourself at this point in time? Again, no. Walk circumspectly. If you got to a little situation, hold on to that. Be cool and understand that you are at war. This is not a time of mirth and celebration. Okay, not given to wine, so it doesn't mean you can't drink at this point. It just means you should be paying attention to how much you consume and how often you consume. Because not only is it bad for your mental, it's bad for your body to be doing that all the time. It will slow you down, because I know at one point, I'll be honest, I picked up on my drinking, and when I tried it, you think it doesn't, but I went to the gym, did a little sparring, and noticed that I was cramping up more. I was a little bit more gassed. It's just it really just slows you down. So I won't harp on the alcohol, but maybe that's something the Lord wants me to do. So because somebody might need to hear that. All right, not given to wine, nor striker, nor greedy, a filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler. And that doesn't mean you can't defend yourself. Somebody brings it to you, of course, but don't go looking for shit. Don't go wallowing in shit and admire. Just walk upright, do the things that are pleasing unto the Lord, so that you may garner safety in the time to come, and avoid trouble as best you can. And if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, if you line your life up according to the wisdom of the Scriptures, you will find more often than not it is much easier to avoid nonsense. Okay, one that ruleth well in his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. Okay, so the reason I just wanted to not give into wine or striker or greedy of filthy lucre. Okay, 1 Corinthians 4:14-4, and I really picked that up just to say, let everything be done in decency and order, and decency and order also goes into balance. So that's Proverbs 11, which I was reading up before I kicked this thing off. Okay, straight to the point at the top. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is His delight. So, of course, things done in decently in order, as I said, are also a way to describe things being balanced. So, like I said, it's okay then, if you want to have a drink or whatever, cool. But don't let that be your master. Or don't let something that's detrimental, something that can, cause you to lose your salvation. Don't let that be your master. Pray always. Fast when you need to. And of course, I'm preaching to self, because these things, the mind and the spirit war, or the flesh and the spirit war against each other constantly. And you are in a mental battle almost daily. I know I am. So these are just some things to keep to bear in mind. Okay, and making sure you're walking upright, like I said before, being circumspect, not being proud, being contrite. So that leads us into the second verse. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But when the lowly is wisdom, but with the lowly is wisdom, the integrity of the upright shall guide him, but perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Okay, pride goeth before destruction. Our haughty look is going to, or trying to be tough, or just starting mess where mess don't need to be started will get you in a great deal of hurt. The Lord may give you over to whatever it is you're in because you weren't walking in the Spirit. Psalms 51 and 17. Of course, we'll hit that real quick, and that will be the video, and that will be the end of my precepts that I grabbed, and also the end of the precepts that I was speaking on. So Psalms 15:1 and 17. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. So, to recap, what should we be doing? Of course, walking circumspectly, redeeming the times, lining your life up in a way that is pleasing unto the Lord, not being a slave to things that can, one, harm your physical body, and two, be harmful to you in the spirit. Making sure that you're walking upright, making sure that you are contrite and not so lowly as your head hanging, woe is me, but understand that we are all but a breath of life, and the Lord can take it at any moment. All right, so with that being said, I pray that you are edified and that this reaches who it needs to reach through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Shalom.